Okay, so we are in Stamford, little day trip out here. Easy to get here on the train. And we're going back to the good old Blue Guide to England, which provides a walk through town that'll tell us what we're looking at when we're looking at it. So we just got off the train station and we're heading over to the town bridge where we're gonna cross over into the central part of town. So one of the fun things that we're trying to do on our tour of Stamford today is learn a little bit about English Gothic architecture. And St. Mary's Church right behind me exhibits 3 styles in one, actually 4. The little doorway right behind me has a Norman arch on it. The tower itself is early English. The top part, the spire, has decorated elements, and then that window to the right and some others are perpendicular. 3, almost 4 classic English Gothic styles on the same church. What a fun start. So our Blue Guide says about Stamford that it retains an unequaled range of stone buildings, both domestic and official, mostly of the 17th and 18th century. The almshouses, known as calices from the wool merchants of the great staple of Calais, are a feature of the town. We are right now in Brown's Hospital, which, according to the book, is the finest example of these. It reads, Brown's Hospital, founded in 1480, is the most interesting of the almshouses with pleasant gardens, which you see behind me. The chapel and the boardroom are available to look at, or they were back when the book was written. Currently, it's been converted into private residences and people live here, which is really cool, but we don't get to see as much of it. This gate is all that remains of Brazenose Hall. Across the street from Stamford School, Brazenose Hall was formed by students from Oxford who left the university with some tutors to establish their own university here in Stamford. This caused such a ruckus that Oxford and Cambridge petitioned the king to abolish the Stamford School, which he did. Students at Oxford had to take a pledge to not study or give lectures at Stamford until the 19th century. The knocker does not work. Right. This is the remains of St. Leonard's Priory. Established in 1090, this structure dates from the 12th century. It's abandoned now, it's on the edge of town, but it's a cool spot, especially for everyone knows my favorite, awesome Norman arches. So these brasses behind me are listed in the Blue Guide as one of the fine appeals of this particular church. This is the All Saints Church. They depict John Brown and his family, who were 15th century wool merchants, owners of the staple of Calais. The staple of Calais refers to a medieval concept where a staple was a town that had exclusive market rights to another. So this town, Stamford, had a monopoly on selling wool to Calais in France. Clearly, that's a lucrative way of doing business because in addition to these brasses, he's got his crest up on the stained glass, and of course, we saw the almshouse hospital that he established. We've got 2 things to see on the way out of town. 1, this fragment of the Great Hall, the only remnants of the old Norman castle, and finally, the grave and final resting place of an unusual local hero. The Blue Guide leaves no detail out, including this. This is the grave of local icon Daniel Lambert, passed away in 1809 at the age of 39 years. Lambert was famous for his incredible strength, his intellect, and the fact that he passed away weighing 739 pounds, at the time, the largest human who had ever lived. On our way back to the train station, we popped into St. Martin's Church to see the grave of another notable local, this one William Cecil, Lord Burghley I, of famous Burghley House, and of course Queen Elizabeth I's trusted advisor.